Good evening, everyone. Once again, glad to see you all. I am Dr. Alok Arora, a clinical psychologist from Mumbai, India, JKP Care Foundation. And today, the session is in continuation to our last session that was on silence, role of silence in autism. So glad to see you all once again here. Last week we discussed about what is silence in autism and how it is a key mechanism to manage autism. And today let us discuss about few strategies that parents can use at home to support their children to bring this silence. So allow me a minute, I'll just start sharing my presentation. So as usual, as we do every week, initially I'll be giving you my presentation. Today the presentation is going to be a little lengthy, so we'll run it for one hour approximately. And I'm going to introduce the Alpha Neurodevelopmental Treatment Assessment Mapping System also today to you all. That's something very unique and very new. I'm going to introduce that in a brief towards the end of the session, and then I'll be open for question and answers. So hold on your question answers. You can start typing them in the chat box also. And once we complete with the presentation, we will have sufficient time for question and answers. So silence at home. The strategies parents can use for better development in children with autism. It is, as I said, it's the continuation of our last week's webinar. So what did we discuss last week? There are some people who are new here. Allow me a minute, sorry. Yeah, there are some participants who are new here who have not been part of our webinars before. So I just want to inform you that we run these webinars usually on Thursdays and Sundays. Many other times on Sundays, I'm finding it difficult to conduct because of some or other reasons, so traveling schedules or other classroom schedules. But however, as much as possible, I am conducting them twice weekly or at least once in a week. And these are free webinar series supported by JKP Care Foundation and open for all parents and professionals. And the purpose is to create awareness and support system, especially for autism, designed for autism. But however, sometimes we take up topics that are in general, in common, which can be used for all other children as well, especially the screen time that we discussed last time. I would request the participants to kindly keep yourself on mute. Once I finish this presentation, then you can unmute and you can ask your questions. So in this continuation now, what we discussed last week, because this is a continuation of the webinar. So in the previous webinar, we understood that many children with autism are not misbehaving. They are just often overwhelmed. And silence is the key that can help them. Silence does not mean just the silence about noise. Silence means giving them a little bit of free time. Silence means giving them the regulation, sensory regulation. Silence means giving them their own safe corners, own area that we discussed last week. Now, what we discussed is how excessive stimulation affects the autistic brain, why sensory overload creates meltdowns, shutdowns, and anxiety, the meaning of silence in autism, sensory, emotional, verbal, and internal silence, why calmness supports regulation and learning, how pressure and constant correction can dysregulate children, and the importance of safety, predictability, and nervous system regulation. That's all of this we discussed in last week. People who have not attended last week's webinar, you can go to our YouTube channel, JKP Care Foundation. You can search on YouTube. There is a channel by name of JKP Care Foundation, and there is a channel by my name also, that is DRALOKARORA, Dr. Alok Arora, without any dot or space in it. So you can search, and the recordings of webinars is available. The last week's webinar is also available on both the channels. So most importantly, we learned that a regulated brain learns better than a pressured brain. And today we will explore simple practical strategies that parents can use at home to create this that supports the. Okay, so we have already understood the regulated brain learns better than a pressured brain. Now, how to regulate this brain? What strategies I can use at home to support my child. That we are going to learn today. So people who are regular to my webinars, they know about this boy called Chinu. Chinu is an adult now, but he is a person, a virtual person, imaginary person. Okay, so Chinu is a person with autism. And Chinu often comes here in our webinars and talks about his struggles, talks about the support he needs from us, from the parents or from the therapists or from teachers, talks about how he looks at the world. So now for further few slides, it's Chino who's going to talk to you. Now, my dear parents, consider this is your own child who's speaking with you about this silence. This is your own child who's discussing things with you or opening his heart and speaking to you. So Chino says, Mama, Papa, please think I need more teaching. Sometimes I only need less noise. Not just outside noise, not just the noise in the system, in the surroundings, but pressure, rushing, shouting, correcting, and too many expectations. Too many expectations from me is also a noise for me. Shouting at me or correcting me all the time is also a noise for me. So when my world becomes calmer, my brain starts breathing again. So I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed with this pressure, with this rushing, this comparison that is happening, the shoutings that happens on me, the corrections, and too many expectations. I'm overwhelmed with this. So let my brain breathe. That is your child, Chinu is telling to you. Please give me some processing time. When you ask me questions together, eat fast, look here, why are you not listening, finish quickly, my brain freezes. I need processing time. So please speak slowly, give one instruction, wait for me to respond. Let my brain catch up. Silence helps me to process. Please do not turn every moment into therapy. Hold since morning till evening, since the time I wake up till the time I sleep, and sometimes while sleeping also. You want me to become better, learn every second, every moment, and everything I'm doing, you are correct, making corrections and giving me therapies. But sometimes I want a hug without teaching, play without correction, sitting together without demands. I know you love me, but when every moment becomes training, my heart becomes tired. So, Mama, Papa, children grow best when the connection comes before correction. So please don't turn every moment into therapy for me. That is your child. Chino is talking to you. Please lower the emotional noise. I can feel your stress, your fear, your frustration, your anxiety. Even when you say nothing to me, I can feel it. That is emotional noise, which I can feel. So I request you to become calm. My nervous system slowly becomes calm too. So your regulation becomes my safety. So before correcting me, before regulating me, I request you to regulate yourself because I need to lower down the emotional noise. Please let me rest. Sometimes I hide in the corners, not because I hate people, not because I am shy, but because my brain is exhausted. Too much sound, to talking, therapy, school, and social pressure. Please understand, rest is not laziness. Rest is recovery. Allow me to do that. Please sit with me quietly. The safest moments of my life are not always the loud, happy moments. Sometimes the safest moment is when you sit beside me quietly, without forcing eye contact, without asking me questions, or without expecting anything. Please Think about it. When did you have this quiet time with me last? That silence tells my brain you are safe here. So I just need quiet time, safe moment with you, where there are no expectations, where there are no new learnings or teachings in the environment, no questions, no answers, just me and you. Just recall, when did you give me that time, my dear parents? And when you reduce the noise, I understand better. I melt down less. I connect more. I learn better. And I feel safer. Silence does not stop my development. Silence supports my development. And what silence is here? I'm recalling you. Silence does not mean only the noise that goes in our system through hearing. I'm talking about sensory silence. I'm talking about my regulation. I'm talking about your regulation. I'm talking about your expectations from me. I'm talking about the comparison you do with me. I'm talking about the therapies and learnings that you want me to adapt to, and talking about the emotional silence. So, my dear parents, understand that silence helps. That's all. That's all from Chinu. Now let us discuss what Chinu has spoken today. Very deep, very meaningful words. Same things what Chinu has spoken in 4 or 5 slides. I'll just do the analysis of that in next 20 slides. So why does the home environment matters? A child spends most of the life at home. Child may go for therapy center or to the school for 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, maximum 6 hours, 7 hours a day. Rest 18 hours, 19 hours, 24 hours, 22 hours. Child is with you at home. So the nervous system learns from the tone of the home, the emotional atmosphere at the home, the level of stimulation at the home, and the way adults communicate. Home can become a healing space or a constant overload space. I request you all to, after this webinar, maybe today, tomorrow, whenever you get time, just do the analysis of your home environment. Is it a healing space for your child or a constant overload space? Try to make those corrections, which wherever required. So, the autism brain gets overloaded faster. Many children with autism struggle with filtering sounds, processing language, emotional regulation, transitions, and unpredictability. Right now, you are sitting here, you are listening to me with the camera on, with the camera off, whatever mode it is. Your system is focusing here. You might be having background noises in the system. Maybe there is a fan running. Maybe there is an AC which is making sound. Maybe there is a dog barking outside. Maybe there is some honking of cars or scooters outside, or some other noises at home. Other people are talking to each other. But your brain is able to filter those noises. But for an autism brain, they struggle with filtering those sounds. So too much stimulation creates shutdowns, meltdown, irritability, aggression, withdrawal. A regulated brain learns better. Before teaching, speech, academics, behavior, sitting, writing, all those activities that we do, we must first support the regulation, calmness, safety, and emotional connection. A dysregulated brain cannot learn properly. Silence is not ignoring. Silence does not mean that I leave my child on his own and just ignore the child. Silence does not mean neglect, isolation, no interaction with the child, or no therapy. Healthy silence means, when I'm talking about silence, it is about reduced overload, emotional safety, slower communication, and fewer unnecessary demands. Just take a pause here and ask yourself, how loud is my home? How many instructions does my child hear daily? How
ଆଉ
often do I?
ଗୋଟେ ଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ ଇମେଲ ଗୋଟେ ଆସିଥିଲା ଅଟିଷ୍ଟିକ ଭାବରେ
Coordinator, I'm requesting you to put everybody on mute, please. So how loud is my home? How many instructions does my child hear daily? How often do I correct my child? Does my child gets the recovery time? Or does my child feel emotionally safe? Do this analysis. Sometimes small changes can create huge development. Wherever you find there is improvement required, make that improvement in your home environment. Simple home strategies for parents. Now, after this analysis of home environment, we have some strategies that you can use. But your strategies, these strategies which I'm discussing, may fail if you do not take a pause and just make the corrections in your home environment. So, which strategies are these? Let's look into them. There are in total, I have listed down 20 strategies. Step by one by one, I'll be talking about them. Reduced background noise. So keep your volume, TV volume low, fewer devices running together, less shouting across rooms. Sometimes at home, you are in the kitchen, and from kitchen, you ask your husband, "Do you want to eat something? I'm making tea, should I make it for you?" Or the other family members, or even with the child. You need to reduce them. Change that habit. Go to them and ask them in your lesser. So less shouting across rooms. Too much background sound overloads the brain. So calmer sound is better attention. So your tone, your volume, both of these you need to work. Not only you, the entire family members. Give one instruction at a time. Instead of wear shoes, take bottle, hurry up, just say wear shoes. Take pause and then give the next instruction. So one instruction, it lessens the overload. So one instruction at a time, give a pause, let the child understand that instruction. I'm not asking you to wait till the time child completes that work, task given to him. But let the child first understand the instruction, process that, and then you give the second instruction. Third strategy is slow down your voice. Children regulate through adult tone. I've just spoken about it on the first page about the volume. Now here it's about the tone. So soft tone, slower pace, and calm facial expression. A calm voice helps organize the nervous system. It will help the child to organize his or her own nervous system. It shall also help you. You are very angry, very upset. There are two ways of expressing your anger. One is you start screaming, shouting in a higher tone. Another is you say the same words, use the same language, but in a softer tone. Impact of both is different on the other person or on the environment. You try it sometime. Your tone makes a lot of difference. Same language, same words, same aggression, but with higher tone and lesser tone. You see the response of the environment. Not only the response of the environment means the people around you, but also the impact on your own health, on own body. That will also become better. So your own regulation will also happens when you slow down. You start using soft tone. Create quiet corners. Last time also I have discussed, many other times I have been telling you about safe zone or quiet corner for the children. So create quiet corners for the children. Every child requires, just a moment, I just need to plug in my laptop. Yeah, every child requires the recovery space. So create a small corner in your house. If you have a big house, if you can afford, you give a room to the child. But if you do not have that, a small corner, I say usually say by 8 square feet by 4 square feet is sufficient. Total 32 square feet of the area. Clear demarcation with the paint on the floor or with some fluorescent tape on the floor, so that child knows this is my area. Put some mattresses there, and on the walls you can stick some nowadays foam sheets are available. Earlier we used to stick thermocol sheets, but now is foam sheets are easily available. So you have foam tiles also nowadays, which are self-adhesive. You just order them from Amazon, very cheap ones, it won't cost you much, and just put them there. So that when child is in aggression, when child is disturbed, if the child goes there and hits on the wall, child will not hit himself. Keep some cushions, soft toys, pillows. If the child is very young, you can have a tent space also. You can have a tent also there. And that area should be soft lighting area. kind of sensory corner for your child. Have some fidget toys or something which kind child can go. And let the child go there, sit there, relax there whenever child feels to. And if you are seeing the child is getting dysregulated, take the child in that corner. You can also sit there with the child. Let the child settle down and bring him back. Or leave the child there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can make it as a usual play area also for the child. And understand this should not be a punishment that you are putting the child there. This is a regulation support. Stop constant correction. Since morning till evening, analyze when you work with your dear parents, when you're working with your children, right from the time they wake up, we start correcting them. Last week also we were discussing even right from the toothbrush in the morning. Later on, the way they hold the spoon, the way they eat, the way they put on their clothes, we are correcting, correcting, correcting. Sit properly, stop moving, do not do this. All of these corrections. Not that every behavior needs correction. Sometimes just ask yourself, is this harmful or just a different behavior? Child is achieving his goals by doing things differently. It's okay if it is not harmful, let him do things in his own way. We all have different handwriting. We write differently. But as long as I am writing in a way that you can read it or others can read it, you accept it. If it is readable, you don't question on me writing differently. Then why do we question our children if they are achieving the goals, but they are achieving differently? Why do we want to correct them on every step? So too much of corrections should be stopped. Just look at their behavior, look at their learning of skills, look at their task, how they are doing it. If it is not harmful, it's just different. Accept that difference. Each human brain is different. We need to accept it. Use more observation. So before reacting, often we react to the behavior, but we don't understand the underlying reasons for the behavior. So now on the screen, you can see an iceberg, which is called behavioral iceberg. In psychology, we always learn this, that behaviors which are like iceberg. So if you see in the sea, there are a lot of icebergs, and icebergs usually 1/3 or 1/4 part is only visible outside, and rest 3/4 part, major part is inside the sea level, which you can never see. You just see 1/4. So if you're seeing an iceberg, say 500 meters height, so there are strong chances that inside, in the depth, iceberg is 1500 meters. That are very strong. And that is on the same model, we have the ships that they build in. That the ships are also the same. The height you see above the sea level, 3 times they have the depth. That's the same mechanism. Same way, behaviors are. So behaviors, those are visible, are just the behaviors. But underlying reasons are 3 times more deeper than what is visible. So anger, yelling, crying, avoidance, meltdown, aggression, hitting, all those are visible behaviors. You don't have to react to the visible behaviors, but you have to observe and find out what are the underlying reasons. Just by reacting these behaviors, you can control the behavior momentarily, but you will not find the solutions of these behaviors. So you need to understand what are the feelings, why a child is reacting this way. So how would you understand? Just do the analysis. What happened before the behavior? What was child doing, and then suddenly the behavior has started. Many times parents come to me and tell me, child is sitting and playing and suddenly he starts screaming. Suddenly he starts throwing. For last 40 minutes, child was playing with the toy and suddenly child has thrown all the toys. Now, what has happened? What was the environment? Child was playing for how long? And what could be the possible reasons? That we need to look into. Was the child tired? Was the child hungry or overstimulated? Was there sudden noise in the environment that has bothered the child? Or was the child emotionally overloaded? That we need to look into and work on that behavior. So use more observation. Behavior often has a nervous system reason. Especially in children with autism, no behavior is intentional. Children with autism have a nervous system reason for all the behaviors they do. Either it is sensory or it is for the communication they are doing it. Through the behavior they are communicating to us. If they are non-verbal or finding difficult to choose words to communicate. Next strategy 7 is give processing time. After asking something, wait. I take the name of my child. Chinu, come here. I wait for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. And then I again say in a higher tone, Chinu, come here. I again wait for 5 seconds. No response. I scream. I shout. I become angry. And I say, don't you listen to me? I'm calling you here. Stop doing that. Many children need 5 seconds. Some of them need 10 seconds. And sometimes they need longer time also to respond to you. Understand their brain processing first and then react accordingly. So these are the general strategies that I am sharing with you. After completion of these strategies, I am going to introduce you to a new brain mapping system that is called Alpha that we have designed and patented also. We have got the registration also for that. And in Alpha, what we are doing is we are assessing each child's individual brain mapping in 10 different domains and creating strategies as per the child brain strength and challenges. So that I'll be talking about. So processing time, we will understand through the Alpha how much processing time my child needs, and accordingly we can create a system, or accordingly we can create our response for our children. Next strategy is reduce therapy pressure at home. Therapies are to be done at the therapist place. So therapists, with due respect to all therapists, they are doing wonderful job, and therapies are an important part, cannot be ignored for our children. Wherever required, whatever therapies child requires, we need to give them. But at home, it should not be non-stop therapy. You can contribute. As a parent, I can contribute to the therapies which are going on, but in mode of play, in mode of rest, in mode of emotional connection, in mode of free movement, in mode of joy for the child. Home is not a place where you need to sit down with your child and do the homework like therapist has done this and I need to replica same at home. No, activity based plans at home. So goals are the same what my therapist is running. Suppose my therapist is trying to build eye contact or hand and eye coordination. I don't have to do the same activities which therapist is doing for eye contact and hand-eye coordination. I need to understand the goal. On basis of that, I need to develop the home-based activities. I need to develop the home activities. That can be that should be in form of play, rest, emotional connection, free movement, or joy. Those activities. So child should feel excited at home. Child should feel happy at home. Home should be a peaceful and learning environment for the child without the pressure of therapies. Use predictable routines. We all have discussed this before. I'm sure you all are aware that children with autism gets um, disturbed with unpredictability. Why? Because why it happens? We need to understand. I just want to speak here for a minute about it. Everybody says they want predictable routine, but why? Because of the processing differences, many children in autism are not able to visualize what is going to happen next until they are given the prompt. So imagine you have been asked to come in this webinar and you do not know what will happen after this webinar. And you feel this webinar will continue forever, for rest of your life. What kind of anxiety you will go through? You feel like I'm stuck in this webinar now, there is no way out. If you do not know when this will end, if you do not know what next you are going to do, oh, I'm going to go for my dinner, or I'm going to go out for dinner, or I'm going to sleep, or whatever. That's what exactly happens with these children with autism. So in one of the webinars I've spoken, Chino was telling about it, that you always say that predictability, predictability, and you create structures for me, structures, timetable, 9 o'clock this, 10 o'clock this, 11 o'clock this. I don't need that predictability. I don't need that schedule. I just want to know when this will end and what we are going to do next. That is the only thing I want to know. So children with autism are not robots. Stop training them with your time clocks. Just give them information. Just give them the way they grasp, like visual schedules, fixed timings, meal timings, sleep routines, preparation before transition from one activity to another activity or one place to another place. All of this will reduce their anxiety because they'll be prepared for it. Child is playing and enjoying the play, and suddenly after 4 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, you say, now get up ready, come on, come fast, we have to go for therapy center. Child needs several reminders before that. Child needs pre-hand information. Now you're playing, and after 1 hour of play, we'll go to the therapy center. And then reminders in between of play. So that child is not stuck in that loop. And child will cooperate with you. So use the predictable routine, not routines with timetable. Practice emotional silence. I spoke about emotional silence. Chinu was talking about it. So children absorb adult emotions. Last week also I was telling you that emotions travel in your environment. One person upset in the house, all other have an impact. Now the impact could be less or more depending upon your emotional connection with that person. A husband who has come from work is upset with his boss, something or colleague, something has happened in the office, his emotions affect the wife without even husband telling wife what has happened. Even if husband is trying to mask his emotions, but emotions travel. And wife who is more connected emotionally with her husband, usually wives are, they get more affected. This happens with our children as well. Our children gets affected with our emotional disturbances. So they absorb adult emotions. Many are the houses we see the differences between mother-in-law and father and daughter-in-law, like the mother and grandmother, or the differences between husband and wife, or the differences between brothers and brothers. All of this in your environment, whatever is happening, all the panic, rushing, arguing, or emotional explosions that you are showing, that is affecting your child's emotion. And that's what child is asking you, that give me emotional silence. Your calm nervous system helps to regulate your child. Often emotional silence is ignored. At times we end up talking in front of our children the things that we are not supposed to talk. Just considering, oh, he doesn't understand. He is playing in the corner. He is playing aloof. He is busy watching TV. He doesn't understand. Child understands. It's just that he's not able to process or express, but he is hearing everything you are saying. Many of the times they are understanding, and that creates stress for them. I have seen many children, I have evaluated many children who have autism and depression together. And the cause of this depression, pediatric depression, is in the environment. Children with autism, our research says, children with autism are 4 times more prone to pediatric depression. We don't even talk about it. How many children with autism have you seen who go through the evaluation for pediatric depression? Regression is one of the cause for pediatric depression. And it is very difficult to do the assessment of pediatric depression in autism children because the symptoms of autism, symptoms of pediatric depression overlap with each other. And where it comes from? Yes, it is genetic as well. So we need to look into genetics. Traces are found in genetics, but it comes from the environment. Even if it is genetic, it comes from the environment. Small changes in the environment, small alterations makes a big difference in children with autism who are going through depression. Next strategy is sit quietly together. think about it. When did you last sit quietly with your child? Quietly means doesn't mean not talking. Quietly means no teaching and no demands, no expectations, no comparison. It's just singing together, cuddling, sitting beside each other, listening to soft music together. When did you do it last? Just think about it. Connection regulates the brain. Respect their sensory needs. Some children need deep pressure, movement, chewing, dim lighting, headphones. These are their sensory needs. So, sensory regulation is not spoiling, it is a nervous system support. It's okay if my child needs jumping. All that I can do is consult with an occupational therapist and create a sensory diet as per my child needs and give that as an activities on a regular interval. 3 times jumping in a day for 5 minutes or 2 minutes will help to regulate. So we need to respect. We don't have to. Most of the time, I have seen parents trying to stop their sensory behavior. Sensory behavior should not be stopped until and unless they are becoming a hurdle in your learning. Yes, if they are hurdle in the learning or if they are too much extreme, we need to work on them. Otherwise, a sensory diet will help them. An occupational therapist can always help you with that. Reduce the verbal overload. Use short sentences, visuals, gestures, and take pauses. Too many words can confuse the brain. Simple language improves understanding. Imagine all of that I'm talking, I would have written in these sheets instead of these pointers. I would have just written everything, everything, everything like paragraphs. And within the same time, I think we are giving less than a minute on one slide or 1.5 minutes to a slide, not more than that. So within the same time, 1 minute, I would have asked you to read that, or I would have read it, simply read it. How confusing it will become for you. Too many words confuse the brain. So simple language improves understanding. Use simple language as simple as possible with short sentences. Give them visual cues, gestures, and pauses in between. Allow healthy stimming. The same thing, the behavior, sensory behaviors I was talking about. So many repetitive behaviors help in self-regulation. Hand flapping, rocking, humming, or pacing, running, walking here and there in the house, walking in circles. As long as they are harmful, do not shame the child. Sometimes stimming is survival response of our nervous system. So it is their need of the body. Let them do it. Only, yes, if it is becoming too much and it is becoming a hurdle in the therapies or in the support system or in education, there we need to intervene. Otherwise, allow them time for their healthy stimming. Build safe emotional attachment. A safe child learns faster than fearful child. So children grow when they feel accepted, emotionally safe, and not constantly being judged. So if you are not able to accept your child, I've seen many parents. They are aware parent, they know about the condition, but they are not ready to accept the child. They constantly they want child to change. Or child doesn't feels emotionally safe. Again, the emotional silence, your own emotions, and child is being compared. Constantly we are judging them. So in alpha neuromapping system, what we have done is we are not comparing the child with age. We have completely changed the system of the autism milestone checking with the age in alpha neuromapping. I'll be talking about it in the last slides. So no comparison with other children, no comparison with age, no comparison with relatives, neighbors, or any other one. No judgment, just the progress. Where we were yesterday, where we are today, where we are going to be tomorrow. So a safe child learns faster than a fearful child. protect sleep and recovery. An exhausted brain cannot regulate. Support early sleep, calm bedtime routine, reduce screen, and low stimulation at night. Sleep is developmental therapy. Sleep is very much required for a brain to clean itself, to rest, relax, and process. It's a kind of developmental therapy. Reduce comparison. Every child develops differently. We all develop differently. So avoid, look at other children, look at other child in the classroom, look at your neighbor, look at your brother, look at your cousin, how they are doing it. Comparison creates emotional pressure. Growth happens at individual pace. It's okay if my child is 5 years and has not started eating on his own. He will start eating on his own at the age of 10. It's okay. I don't have to compare with others. I just need to support with the free mind without any emotional stress on me or on child that your age is growing and you need to learn this, you need to do this, you need to do this. It's okay if my child doesn't get a job by the age of 23 or 22. It's okay if my child doesn't get married by the age of 30. We don't have to create calendar pressure on our child. We just have to see the development and support the development. Then you see the recovery in autism. Beautiful recovery, you will see that. Choose connection during meltdowns. So during meltdowns, when child is in meltdown, we start giving more instructions, we start giving them explanations, we start giving them, try to give them more of support. No, just connection. Previously, in one of the webinar, we were talking about our brain having two brains inside, two parts. One is frontal cortex that is responsible for analysis, memory, recalling from the memory, attention, learning new skills. That is analytical brain. And second is backside of the mind, backside of the brain, we have our limbic system that is responsible for emotions, handling emotions and response to emotions. Now, these two systems are in balance. They need to work in coordination like this. Analysis, emotions. Analysis, emotions. They work like this. Whenever a child is overwhelmed, not only the child, even you, I, whenever we are overwhelmed, the emotional part, limbic system goes up. And to create a balance, analytical system has to go down because together they need to make 100%. So together they are 100% here. Whenever this brain is your limbic system or your emotional brain, it overwhelms. So emotional brain goes to 70. Automatically, the analytical brain has to come down to 30. When emotional brain is at 90, peak of meltdown, the analytical brain is at 10. Now imagine the child's brain and analysis, attention, memory, learning, instructions, processing, everything is at 10%. Emotions at 90%. At that time, you are giving instructions. You are giving pressure. You are telling them, if you cry like this, mama will not bring you here again. Child is not able to understand. Child is not able to respond. Child is not able to process what you are talking. But child is able to see your facial reaction, your tone, and that creates more stress in the child. So emotional brain goes to 95. The analytical brain comes to 5%. So during meltdown, if you are talking too much, if you are giving demands or you are putting expectations or trying to explain something, child is not able to understand. And not only the child, it happens with all of us. That is the major reason of conflicts in people. No human being is made bad. Nobody is like okay, I give you one simple example. When two adults come into a relationship, a male and female, or two males or two females, whatever, when they come into a relationship, they have beautiful plans, beautiful things. But someday, one person is little overwhelmed, and another person tries to justify himself or herself at the same time. The husband is angry or upset with something, and the wife explains, or vice versa. Wife is upset with something and husband goes into and say, no, this is not my mistake, this is your mistake, you have done this has happened, that has happened. All that analysis that you are trying to give, she is not taking it because her analytical brain is at 10%, she is at 90%. All your analysis, she's not taking it. But your tone, your too much of words that you are giving is in fact working as a fuel for the emotional brain to go more high. So anger becomes more. In response to that anger, because she is not understanding you, you become angry and you start fighting and blaming each other. That's what happens with children with autism also. When they are overwhelmed, do not try to teach them new things. Do not try to give them instructions. Do not try. What you can give them? Just a hug. Take them to the corner, safe zone, safe corner, where they feel less overwhelmed. Give them a hug. Give them time to recover. Let them settle down. Give them a glass of water if required. So reduce talking, reduce demands, ensure safety, and stay calm. Create daily quiet time. Every day, 10 to 20 minutes daily. No screens, no demands, no teachings, and calm environment. No noise also. Just let the child be calm. You also be calm for 10, 20 minutes. Trust me, it looks very simple when I'm saying this 10 to 20 minutes. Try it tomorrow. 10 minutes you sit idle without any work. 10 minutes. It will look like whole life that you are spending with yourself. 10 minutes is a big time if you give it to yourself, but it helps you to regulate. Give those 10 minutes to your child also. Quiet time helps reset the nervous system. Let the nervous system relax and reset. But remember, no screens, no demands, no teachings, and calm environment. Become the last strategy which I want to share today. The strategies can be hundreds, but due to time limitation and I've just compiled them into 20 small, easiest one that you can easily do it. So become child's safe place. The greatest therapy is not always an activity. Sometimes it is a regulated adult. If you are regulated, child will feel safe with you. So children heal in relationships that feel safe. So give them that safety. You become the child's safe place. Child will automatically start showing the development. What parents must remember. Now, after this strategy, I want to share what you must remember. Development is not only skill building. Our brain develops in 10 different domains. But we just talk about skill development, skill building, or learning an art, learning to write, learning to jump, learning to play. No. All of these 10 domains are interrelated with each other. A child who has sensory issues finds it difficult to develop in academics. They are interrelated. A child who has speech or verbal issues finds it difficult to develop in academics and education. They all are interrelated. We need to see the development. Development does not happen like it's like one part of the brain will develop fast and then the second. So it is not that child will develop in speech and language and then the other areas will develop. No, it has to be together. It has to be in coordination with each other. So true development includes emotional regulation, nervous system stability, safety, self-confidence, connection, and emotional well-being. If these are not there, no matter your child has developed in speech, language, communication, no matter your child is able to perform all gross motor, fine motor activities, but your child still will be struggling because emotional regulation, nervous system stability, safety, self-confidence, connection, emotional well-being is not there. So development it includes all of this together. Earlier, we have done one webinar in the same series, I think 2 weeks back, that was on beyond speech and behavior. So that's where we spoke about all of this. Less pressure often creates more progress. Sometimes when pressure reduces, speech improves, eye contact improves, learning improves, behavior improves, because the brain finally feels safe enough to grow. You put more pressure, you will find it difficult to grow. So you need to reduce the pressure. Safety is also a therapy. Children with autism do not need instructions, therapies, or corrections. They also need co-regulation, emotional safety, calm adults, and recovery. Safety itself is therapeutic. Small changes matter. You don't need a perfect home. Even small changes like softer voice, fewer instruction, calmer routines, more pauses while talking to your child, or emotional patience. These will make a huge difference in your child's development. So, as a parent, if I cannot give anything else to my child, okay, therapists are doing their work. I am not available. I have to work because I have to pay for therapies. We both parents are working, or I'm a single parent. I don't, I cannot sit and do activities with my child. I cannot do things. Okay, agreed. You can give only these small changes and you will see a wonderful result. At least this much we can do. Because small calm movement change the nervous system. A message to parents, you are not failing if your child needs rest. You are not weak if you choose calmness. Children do not only remember what we taught them, they remember how safe they felt with us. So from today, focus on making them feel emotional safe and remember silence. Silence is the key. Let's see what Chinu has to say. Chinu says, finally, final message from Chinu for today. When the world became quieter, I finally started hearing myself. When people stopped, remember, Chinu is 25 years now who's talking to you. So, talking about his childhood. So, when people stopped trying to fix me every minute, I slowly started growing. Not because pressure increased, but because safety increased. That's all. That's all for today. Today's topic about silence. Now, I'll take just 5, 7 minutes more to introduce you to a new important brain mapping system that we have developed. So that's called Alpha Neurofunctional Mapping System, which is registered now and which we have been working as a research for last 3 years, and it has given us wonderful results. So, what is neurofunctional mapping system? The base is that each individual's brain is different and it develops differently. That is the first principle it depends on. And the second principle is before starting therapies or providing support plan, we should know which domain of the brain is at what level. What are the strengths, what are the challenges, and which domain is at what level, because that will help me to create an integrated development plan, because all domains in the brain integrate with each other and develop with each other. We keep on trying to put focus on one area, but if the other areas are not supported, this area does not develop as in whole. So it is developed by me, the Alpha Functional Mapping System, with the help of my team and other professionals. It is an advanced neurodevelopmental assessment and functional profiling framework designed to understand how the brain develops, processes, adapts, and functions across multiple development domains. This is very, very important tool now, which we can use for autism, but it is not only for autism, it is for all the children. Neurotypical, autism, cerebral palsy, ADHD, any brain. It talks about lifespan development of the brain, irrespective to the age. Yes, in alpha system, we have cut off the major stress. My child is growing. My child is not doing this. Other children are doing it. At the age of 5, child should do this. At the age of 2, child should do this. No, there is no age concept in alpha. Alpha, a neurofunctional mapping system, has an assessment which is called alpha assessment, which is based on 1000 questions in 10 domains. So it's a lengthy assessment. Parent needs to give a lot of time to this, but because we need to assess the child on the basis of 1000 questions out, and all those questions, most of them are activity based questions, so it parent needs to have the patience. But yes, it does not talk about the age of the child. It does not talk about the comparison of the child with other children at that age or with the society. It just talks about how the domains are developing. So Alpha helps parents and professionals understand developmental strength, behavior communication, sensory processing, learning readiness, and functional abilities through structured and neurodevelopmental mapping. So there are different steps in alpha. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 1 is to understand. That's the basic step of assessment, alpha assessment. That is to understand your child's brain functioning, strength and challenges in 10 different domains. So brain mapping in 10 domains and strength and challenges analysis. That is what only happens in assessment. That is one part. After the assessment, I do a parent and therapist guidance consultation session where I understand more about the child, about the parent, about the environment. Environment is the key for the development, home environment. So I understand from there. That is second step. Third step is to take an activity-based home plan that targets all 10 domain development. So in the third step, we develop a home activity plan which targets daily, day 1, day 2, day 3, likewise, which targets all the 10 domains development together. Not only one domain today or one domain tomorrow. Every day, 10 domains are being triggered for the development. And the fourth step is take support through live or recorded supervision and observations while you execute the plan at home and therapy centers. So parents can take this plan. Therapists can also take benefit out of it because we'll give you the activities and all the 10 domains after the brain mapping of the child, and you need to execute those activities. While execution, if you need support, so we have the step 4, that is the live or recorded supervision. So we can come live and observe you doing work with your child. When you are working with your child, when you are running that plan, we can observe you. We, as in me and my team, my juniors and my team is there, a team of educators whom I have trained for this. So they will be observing you and they'll be supporting you. Make a try. They will also record the response of your child, and on basis of that, we will make alterations in the plan wherever required, because plans also needs to be altered on the basis of response. If I show it to you how the report comes, so the alpha assessment report itself is 15 to 20 pages report. It is not 1 or 2 pages. It's a lengthy process. As I said, 1000 question format system. So you will get a report of 15 to 20 pages talking about all the 10 domains: communication, social skills, motor skills, cognitive skills, activities of daily living, ADLs, education and academics, emotional regulation, sensory processing, behavior and self-management, and independence and vocational readiness. Even for a child of 5 years, I talk about vocational readiness. Vocational is not something that we do at the adulthood. We start from early age. So all these 10 domains we assess. This is the report of one child, actual report of a child, but child name I have not given here. So the scoring system comes, score out of 100 in each domain. Then the interpretation of the scores, whatever, like this child whom we have done this here. So sensory processing is at 71.5. So excellent sensory integration. Here in the graph, you can see the sensory processing is here. Motor skills you see are here at 80. The strong area is motor skills at 80. So you get the graph and the radar also where the child stands. So overall development is 50.8% of this brain. Now we need to take this brain from 50.8% to 100% to the maximum potential possible. So every day there is development day, and we give the activities, we plan the activities. So alpha assessment ends with this, where you get a report of 15 to 20 pages report about each development, like communication. So report will not talk only about this score. Report will talk about, like you can see on the screen now, report will talk about communication domain, the score, observed concerns, strengths, and the recommendations. Likewise, you will have report one pages for each domain, all 10 domains, 10 pages for that. You will understand your child's brain, how it is functioning, what are the concerns, what are the strengths, and what are recommendations. It will also come with the home guidelines for parents and school recommendations. School recommendations you can share with the school teachers that will help your child to adjust in the school. So I'll also give you the the recommendations, what you should do and what you should avoid, and the school support plan. Just the guidance that will come in this alpha assessment. That is the first step. Second step is home activity plan. So if you, after receiving this report, you want to do a consultation with me, you do the consultation, and then we together, we develop a home activity plan. In home activity plan, you will get journal guidelines for parents, journal guidelines for educators in detail. Here in the first assessment, it is just the pointers, but here in detail, and which are the important clinical principles that we can use for this child, for your child. So all those important clinical principles will be mentioned in the report, and day-wise activity list like this. You can see day 7, day 8, this is for the same child. I've just taken the screenshots from their report. So this comes like everyday activity with your observation difficulty notes. That is home activity plan that we develop in Alpha map, neurofunctional mapping system. So you need to just do these activities. We will train you for those activities. Wherever there is a challenge, you can connect back and we will guide you on that. And then we have the live observation guidance and supervision plan. That is the third step, third level. So in that, through live monitoring, we see how you are doing things and wherever you are getting stuck. So minimum of 8 sessions in a month, every week 2 sessions where we do the live observation. That is the minimum. And maximum, it may go more as per the child response, as per the difficulty you are facing. A parent who's facing more difficulties, we provide them more support. And through interactions with parent over Zoom, or video or audio call or WhatsApp chat. All three systems, we provide you the support. Alterations and adjustments in the plan and its difficulty levels as per child response. Sometimes the children respond much better than we have expected from them. So there we need to increase the difficulty levels so they learn better. And for children who are finding it difficult and not responding to the plan, we need to decrease the difficulty level. Sometimes we need to change the activities in order to make activities home environment friendly. So all of this is done at the third level in this third plan. So minimum of 8 sessions every month. So any parent who is interested, I would ask Mr. Gaurav Vadhwa, the coordinator, to send the contact details in the chat or on the YouTube. He will mention the details in the caption. And any parent who's interested to get in touch with us for this alpha mapping, you can connect with us. Introductory pricing we have kept as low as possible, so that in order to reach to maximum people and support. So there are 3 steps, as I said. First is just the assessment, second is assessment and plan, and third is aspire, that is assessment, activity plan, and live observation, all 3 of it. So the participants from India, the charges are 3,500 only for this brain mapping assessment, which is 15 to 20 pages report. I have to actually work for 4 to 5 hours for this report. But introductory pricing we have kept as low as possible because JKP Care Foundation is supporting us in that. And for the international participants, it is $50. Again, for the second level plan together, assessment and plan both together. So you will get 1 month activity plan plus assessment plus consultation. All 3 of them together is 6,500 for India, and international participants, it is just $75. And for the live observations, again, it is possible for the global participants, irrespective of your time zone, because we have trained educators who will be available as per your time availability. So 12,000 rupees for the participants from India. That includes your assessment, activity plan, consultation with me, and the live observation for a minimum of 8 sessions in a month. And support through WhatsApp, support through audio calls. And for the international participants, it is just $150 for the whole month. That's for the first month. And second month onwards, if you want to go ahead, it is just the activity plan that you need to take. You don't have to take the assessment again and again. So assessment is just once. So just the activity plan. So whatever plan you have chosen, like assessment plus plan, the costing of assessment will reduce. So it is just 3,000 Indian rupees for the second month onwards. So every month, 3,000 rupees, and you get the home activity plan daily basis and support through guidance. And in the third level, where you are part of the live observation also, then it is going to be just, I think, 8,500 for participants from India, and for the international participants is just $100, where you get live observation support sessions, training sessions for you, or guidance sessions for you, consultation every month, activity plans also, all together. Therapists can also take benefit of it. So if there are any therapists here who are running on therapy center and you are facing some challenges with a child and you want to take support for that child, you can also take the benefit from in the same order, same plan, you can take the benefit. That's all. That's all from me. I'm open for the questions. You can unmute and speak, people who are there on Zoom, because right now we are doing this webinar on two ways, one on Zoom and one on YouTube Live. So people who are on YouTube Live, you can just push your questions in the YouTube chat, and people who are on Zoom can put your questions in the chat box, or you may also unmute and ask me your questions. Remember, the goal is not to control the child. The goal is to help the child feel safe enough to grow. That's the message for today. With this, I end my presentation. Thank you for listening to me. Today it was a little longer, I think 5-7 minutes extra. Usually we end in 50 minutes. So thank you very much. Now I'm open for the questions. I want to special thank to all of you who have been here on a working day. You are taking out time and listening to me. And special thanks to Mrs. Padma Shinai, who is my motivation for doing these webinars. She's there on the screen, she makes it possible every time that she's here. And looking at her, I get motivated. I have thanked her personally also many other times, but I want to thank you, ma'am. Okay, I have questions in the chat box, so I'm taking them one on one. Hello, sir. Sujani ma'am is also here. Sujani ma'am is the principal of Angel Special School and Welfare Association in Mauritius, with which JKP Care Foundation is working very closely. So welcome, Sujani ma'am. Thank you for making out time to be here. Saika Shakil is asking, sir, is it available on YouTube also? Saika, is it about our webinar that we are doing or the previous webinars? Yes, they are available on YouTube. Gaurav, if you're there, please put in the Zoom chat box the YouTube channel links. So you can see them through YouTube channel. We also have a webinar group, WhatsApp group for webinar, that's called Webinars by Dr. Alok Arora. Um, the message which has come for today is Zoom or YouTube. With that message, you have got the group chat joining link also. So if you join that group is not to promote anything, but that group is just to give you information about webinars that are happening, the dates and timings, and also my presentations. Whatever presentations I'm showing you here, I put them in the webinar group after the session. So you will get those PPTs in the webinar group. So anybody who wants to join that WhatsApp group, it's free of cost, no charges at all. So you can join that group also. Okay, I have a question from Maisha. Do autistic children get married and have children? Yes, there are many children with autism who grow as an adult, get married, have children, and I have seen, I'm not many cases, but one couple I know personally who have children which are categorized as neurotypical, not with autism. So that is also possible. Each autism is just a different brain. Please do not consider this as disability. It is just a different brain. Depending upon what kind of support is required and how we provide the support, they grow. Kathy says, yes, they can. Okay, Kathy has already answered. Yes, they can. On Netflix, there's a film, Love on the Spectrum, beautiful film. Yes, Kathy, I have seen that film and that is very, very beautiful. You all can also go and watch on Netflix. Maisha, thank you for replying. I will see the movie. Yes. Saika Shakil says, can you send us, sir, this? Saika, what you are asking for, I do not know. Like you asked on, is it available on YouTube? Can you send this? If you can unmute yourself and ask me if you're here. What do you want me to send you? The presentation, the YouTube channel link, or WhatsApp group channel link? Gaurav, please do the needful. Send all three to Saika. If there is anything else you are asking me, please feel free to say. Sushma ma'am says, wonderful hearing from you as well. Thank you. Thank you, Sushma ma'am. Saika, okay, in the next question, she has answered already. Alpha assessment. Alpha assessment is not available. It is a patented assessment. It is not available on YouTube. It is available on our website. On my website, you go www.dralokarora.com. There is a link for alpha assessment in the menu bar. You can click there and you have to create an account as a parent there. After creating that account, you need to proceed with the plan that you want to take it, 1, 2, or 3. One is just the assessment, second is assessment plus your home activity plan, or third is assessment, home activity, and live supervision plan. So whichever plan you take accordingly, we will share you can start it's online available. You can start the assessment. There are 1000 questions. Take your own time. Do not try to finish it or rush into it in one go. You may take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or 10 days also to finish. Wherever you leave it, it automatically starts from there. So don't worry, it saves all the questions, answers that you have given and starts from there. So if you have completed, say, 120 questions today, tomorrow you will start from 121 question. Likewise, once you finish this, automatically an email comes to us that the assessment has been completed, and then I personally get involved with you. I understand the whole child's on basis of the scoring. I create the scoring system and then create the report for you. So the whole process takes 15 days, 2 weeks at least, to create the report for alpha assessment cycle. Okay, Sushma, as a professional parent, many things you spoke are so impactful. Thanks for your session. Thank you. Thank you, Sushma ma'am. Kathy says, thank you. Tripti Singhal. So after alpha assessment, we do other diagnosis assessment or not requirement for any other test. Now, I want to say it is a disclaimer on our website also. Alpha is not a diagnosis statement, a diagnosis assessment. Alpha is just a brain mapping tool where my brain stands today in terms of development. All 10 domains I do assess separately to understand where my brain is struggling and where my brain is performing very good, just to understand how the brain is developing. So it is not a diagnostic tool. It does not diagnose autism or severity levels. No, it just gives you the strength areas, the challenges in challenging areas, all 10 domains where we are standing, and interpretation of that. That's the only thing you get in alpha, but it helps you to a lot to create the activities or therapy plans or goals that you need to create for your child. And this is again, this is for everyone. This is not only for children with autism. It helps, majorly it helps children with autism, but it is for all the children, ADHD, neurotypical, behavioral disorders, or any other childs. You want to check just the school readiness of your child, do the alpha assessment. You will understand whether child is ready for the school or not. All of this can be discussed in alpha. Deepak sir, Deepak Monthura sir. Okay, Deepak Monthura sir is from Mauritius and he is in the Ministry of Mauritius. It's glad to see you, sir, here. He says, thank you, Dr. Alok and team, for broadening my insight through today's session. You are doing a wonderful work. Best regards from the island of Mauritius. Thank you so much, sir. I'm looking forward to meet you. I'm visiting Mauritius in the first week of July, June last week and first week of July. The dates are, once the dates are confirmed, I will personally message it to you, and looking forward to meet you there and learn from you. Okay. Preddy, good evening. I am from South Africa. I have a 7-year-old son on the spectrum, but I'm also a teacher at public school. I have been following many American webinars on autism. I would like to really thank Dr. Arora as he simplified and explained how to handle emotional regulation at home in simplest way I have heard. Thank you very much for a really enlightening and enjoyable webinar, which I've taken many key points to help my husband and family. God bless. Thank you, Preddy. Thank you so much. Your words are huge motivation for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sushma ma'am is asking, is there any age limit for assessment? I have given a disclaimer that alpha kind of disconnects age and brain development. So in alpha, we don't talk about age. We just talk about brain development. Child is 7 years, we understand where the domains are, where child is. Child is 10 years, we understand that. Child is 20 years, we understand that. Child is 50 years, we understand where the brain domains are. Doesn't make a difference. We just see it's a brain mapping, development mapping tool. So we just see the brain domains, each domain, where the scoring is, where we are standing in that domain. So we understand where to provide support, how to create the goal plans, and strength-based approach, which function is very strengthy function, and I use that as my, the key strength, key stepping stone. On basis of my strength, I build on my weaknesses or challenges. So no age connection in alpha. We don't talk about age. That is not required. Thank you, Saika. Thank you, Seema. YouTube links and all are there already in the in the chat box. Okay. Tripti Singhal. As a therapist, may I use alpha assessment for my clients? Yes, Tripti. Right now we are not providing licenses to use alpha assessment, as in to do the alpha assessment, because that requires a lot of training. We are planning to come up with that maybe early 2027. Next year by January, we should be in position to start giving licenses to use alpha on your own. And then there will be a license training program first. You will get trained and then you will be given the license. You'll be registered on our global register to practice alpha. But till then, you can take the support. You can book the alpha assessment for the child for your therapy center, any child, irrespective of number of children. And for each child, we will do I will help you. I'll be there involved in the process. We will do the brain mapping and then give you the report, give you the suggestions for the activity-based plan. If you want us to help you in planning also, we can also do that. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Saika. Thank you. Yes, it's a Saika. Yes, it's a long assessment. Saika is saying that it's a long assessment. Yes, indeed, it is a long assessment. We are talking about mapping somebody's brain on the development, the domains, 10 different domains of brain. So it cannot be done in one setting. It cannot be done in 1 hour or 2 hours. It will take time. Need to have patience with that. Hua, thank you so much. Thank you, Sushma. Okay, now we have Nalina Ramasur. I think you are from Mauritius. Hello, Dr. Alok. Thank you for this webinar. I'm mother of 18-year-old boy with autism. Would really like to meet you. Okay, you are from Mauritius. Yes, it's mentioned in the message. So would like to meet you. Sure, sure. I'm there. Dates I'll just discuss with the with Sujani ma'am who's here. So I'll discuss with her within a day or two and finalize the whole plan. But June last week and July first week, that's what I'm targeting to be there. Looking forward to see you. And okay. Chandrangi Rathod says, thank you, sir, for this webinar. Saguna Thapa says, when we say autism is not disability, just brain working differently, do we relate it with social mode of disability? Now, I do not call it disability, Saguna. For me, autism is not disability because it is a different ability. Many children in autism find it difficult in some domains, but in the other domains, they are doing exceptionally good. Now, how do you call this as disability? You see, um, many of the scientists, many of the musicians, many of the businessmen are with autism. Do you call that they are disabled? It's a different ability, or I consider this as a brain difference. Shaguna, if you see, your brain is different than my brain. My brain is different than somebody else's brain. Two brothers, two sisters also do not have the same brain. The developmental development is different. Their expressions are different. Understanding is different. Processing is different. One person like you, like maybe you like strawberry ice cream. Why does your sister likes mango ice cream? Why does your brother does not like ice cream at all? He says, I want to have chips. It's just the different brain, different processing, different expression, different understanding. And that is what autism is all about. So that's why I say autism is not a disability. I do not call it autism spectrum disorder also. As per my experience, I call it just a difference. So if you want me to define ASD, the regular term we use for autism, it is autism spectrum difference, not the disorder, not the disability. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nalina. Any more questions? Let me just have a look at YouTube chat questions also. This so far, I was just talking about the questions in Zoom. Okay, in YouTube, Meena has said, can silence help improve speech and language development in autistic children? Yes, Meena, definitely it helps. But silence does not mean noise silence. Noise is one part of that. Emotional silence, regulation silence, their all that calmness that we need to give them, expectations that we have from our children, comparison that we do, all of that together is called silence. So yes, silence definitely helps in communication development, helps in speech development. Basically, it helps to remove the overburden of the brain. So when a brain is not overburdened, brain performs better. Consider the brain as a refrigerator that you have at home. You had a party last night, you ordered food, a lot of food from outside. Guest Expected guests were 20, but guests came only 10. So you have so much of leftover. You put everything in that fridge. And then next day morning, you see the performance is down because of that overload. So when you are creating expectations from your child, you are keeping one big vessel in the fridge of the brain, full of food. When you are, comparing your child with other children, you are putting on another big vessel. Just consider that way. So what you need to do is give a break. One day you don't cook food. 2 days you don't cook food. Take out the leftovers, reuse them or throw them, whatever you want to do. If they are not stale, they are usable, reuse them. And make the load on your fridge less, and fridge starts performing well again. There's nothing wrong with the fridge. If you call it disability, it is your mistake. If you call it disorder, it is your mistake. There's nothing wrong. The fridge is just overloaded, more than the capacity. So do not, whatever overload we can reduce, at least we should reduce that. That's what we have spoken today about. The stress from the environment. A dysregulated parent. If I am a dysregulated parent, if I have stress, if I have anxiety, I'm passing on a bottle of anxiety to my child. I'm keeping that bottle in the fridge. So that anxiety is also going to the child. Knowingly or unknowingly, it is going. So I need to reduce that overload. Automatically, child will start learning. Less expectations, just support. Okay. Saika says she's working with autism children for 3 years, feeling great to be with them. Yes, Saika, it is a blessing to be in this world. Trust me, if you start, not for you, Saika, for all of us, if we start supporting our children with autism in the right manner, with the right intentions, nature, God, Allah, Bhagwan, Khuda, whatever you call, they start showering us with a lot of blessings. I have seen a strong change in my life since the time I have started practicing for these children and working. Like not only in terms of the money, that's just one part, but in terms of health, in terms of support from people, in terms of the connections, and in terms of my own personal relations with my family members, my friends, my relatives, because the ideas that I'm talking, I've given you one example today about the brain overload and brain integration of your emotional brain and your analytical brain. So my relation, after understanding this concept, my relations with my people have become beautiful. Even with my people, my colleagues who are working with me, we are working together. For years, 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 7 years, we're working because we understand the brain, we understand the responses, we understand the overload. So yes, it is indeed a blessing to work in this field. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, if there are no more questions on YouTube, also there are more questions. Okay, perfectly fine. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you very much for being with us here. A little longer session today. Coming Sunday is looking a little difficult for me because I'm currently traveling. I'm in the city of Haridwar today. So the coming Sunday looks a little difficult for me to conduct a session. I'll try my best. If it is possible, I'll share it in the group, on the webinar group. People who are not there, please try to join the webinar group. That will give you timely information about the webinar. And otherwise, I'll look forward to see you all on Thursday. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.